busy day. Wonderful day, but busy. Lots of meetings and emails and just wonderful fun stuff. But that's why I'm late today. I'm sorry I'm late. I love you. Please forgive me. I'm actually going to do a very, very quick eye look, but I want to talk more about lash application. We haven't talked about applying lashes recently, and I feel like for the spooky season, some of us might be wanting to wear some falsies with our little fancy costume, and they can be difficult, but they're not that difficult. I'll show you. Let's just do a really quick eye look. I am going to use my eye base as always, my clean canvas. Code SPICY for a discount. And I'm just going to apply that from my lash line to my brow bone. Also, I am going to head over to LA tomorrow for a conference situation. And I'm going to try my best to do my tutorials. I'm pretty sure this is the good thing about LA. It's always sunny, so I don't have to take lighting. So we'll just do them in natural lighting. But y'all know I'm not gonna leave you hanging. I feel like these tutorials, they're just part of me at this point. And if I don't do one, I don't feel like I've done my whole routine. They're just part of my routine at this point, and I just love doing them. And I'm assuming that y'all like them too. So even though I have to go on a trip, I'm still gonna be doing them. I'll take a few makeup goodies. And by a few, I mean a suitcase. Ooh, and I just got the new fancy schmancy iPhone. Please know that I don't get these things out of vanity. I film everything, all of my content with my phone. So my phone is my job. I don't get the fancy phones to be like, ooh, I have the fancy phone. I get it because it's my work. I film everything. And I'm saying that because a lot of you ask what camera I use to film with. And I'm still right now, this is my iPhone 13 Pro Max, but I got the iPhone 14. I'm so excited. And it makes me excited because it just means that you get to see the makeup more clear. And we're going to try it out. We'll try it tomorrow. I'm going to film with it. I'm just waiting to get a screen protector. Ben ran to grab that right now. So I'm going to film my next tutorials with the new phone. I'm sure by now y'all have noticed that I never show extravagant, fanciful things like cars, shoes, purses. And I feel like a phone's kind of excluded from that because, again, it's just part of what we do here. It's get in there and look at it. So I just wanted to state that. If you don't have the current phone, please don't worry. If I did not do what I do right now, I would not care at all. I wouldn't. If it'll send a text, I would be fine with that. Let's use this palette. I know that these colors are fun, but I am going to try my best to just throw on a quick eye look because I actually have another call in about an hour, so I need to hop onto that. But we're going to use this. I actually used this the other day and I was kind of blown away. Plus, it's pretty. I mean, just look at it. I know. We will. We're going to use it again. So let's start with this shade and let's just press it into the crease. I'm actually going to press it a little above the crease because I'm not really caring about any kind of definition. I just want a nice wash of color through our crease, upper crease, I should say. Think of the crease as what you can't see. When I relax, you can see that. So it's kind of creating a faux upper crease. I feel like clean shadows have come such a long way. I remember clean beauty like 2 or 3 years ago just meant chalky, patchy, and it's not that anymore. This is beautiful. I'm actually gonna grab this shade now on the tip of the brush and just create just a smidge of definition here. That's gonna be more than enough. Let me create I'm picking up that same shade and I'm just gonna create a little bit more over here. And I'm pushing that into the socket. Just like that. I'm going to do it a little bit more aggressively just so you can kind of see the motion that I'm doing. It actually gives you a lot more precision. And the shadow is only on the tip of the brush. And you can just kind of roll that brush back and forth as you press it in there. Now, I know that y'all want to see the shimmers. I'm just going to swatch them really quickly on my cheek. This is all 4 of them right here. They're really beautiful. They're so pretty, and they're pigmented, but they can be toppers as well, is what I'm trying to say. And I feel like toppers are just so in right now. Gorgeous. I love them. But I am just going to use this shade. Everything's falling apart. I'm going to grab this one on the side of the brush, and all you're seeing me do right here is just make sure I'm not setting any creases. And then I'm going to take that and just pack that onto the lid. That's nicely pigmented too. And then whatever's left, I'll take and press it onto my brow bone. Just gonna smooth all that out. Okay, so we're not gonna put liner on yet. We need to talk about lash bands and why they're so important and why they matter. I'm gonna show you a pair of lashes. Now, a big lash band is not a bad thing. It just means you're going to need to cover that, and we're gonna get into that. This is a very thin lash band, and apparently it doesn't exist because I can't get the package open. Hang on here. Well, you might even be able to, yeah, you can see. So you'll see, these are the Ardell 576s that I always use, and you'll see how tiny and how thin that lash band is. That is wonderful if you're a beginner. Look for an almost non-existent, we have to touch it, very thin. I painted my nails today, and I just feel like I can't do anything. It's so much more pliable. Do you see? Yes, that's a really good word for that. And they move so much better. So the next lash band I'm going to show you, this is kind of a middle of the road lash band, and I think that these types of lash bands, still, it's a great lash. This is actually one of my favorite lashes. Of course, I'll tell you what it is. But you can see the difference here in lash band size. Let's hold it up against the 576. And I know you're like, this is so boring, please put it on. But this, I mean, there you go. It's so important to see. This right here, the one I'm shaking, this one would absolutely need some kind of liner. It's gonna need something to hide that lash band. Let me just hold it up to my eye. I'm gonna show you how I trim them as well. How I trim them is very controversial, but it works for me. It's not that controversial. Nothing I do will ever be controversial. So we're just gonna put this on, and this would already need trim, but you can see that this lash band is so much thicker than the other one. Now there are some thicker lash bands, but I can't find any in my collection. I normally just give those away. A lot of my friends love to wear the extremely very floofy eyelashes, but for me, I love to do very intricate eye looks, so I don't normally wear those. But there are bands that are thicker than the ones that I showed you. And for me, those are not for the style of makeup that I do, but those I definitely recommend that you would have to hide that lash band with some liner. There's just no other way. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do one eye with liner. Let me just throw that on. Y'all are gonna get so mad at me. Y'all hate when I just throw on my liner because you're like, why don't you just throw on your liner? And I'm like, I know, I'm sorry. What's happened is I have done liner countless times. And I know that y'all are thinking, well, I have too, but I do it countless times, probably 3 times a day. So that's the difference. Okay. So another trick, they're both going to need mascara, both sides, the liner, the side with and without, because mascara just darkens the lash and helps it really blend in to your faux lash. So I'm just going to roll this through, but what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to work my lashes into their fullest potential with mascara. I don't want to have to work around them as much. I just want to darken them. So I'm just not even going to roll it through as much. I'm kind of just swiping. When I roll, that's when I get the mascara's full potential, but just right now we're darkening. Jean, you are so snoring. I gotta go give him a kiss. Right now we're just darkening the lashes. I don't want to make them too long or too curled. So I have the glue on here, and this one's already trimmed. I'm going to show you everything on this one. We're going to trim that one. But for now, I'm just gonna show you that I place it on here. Again, we're gonna go through it. I don't want you to think, oh, you're just putting it on. We're gonna talk about it. But let's just get this on because obviously it's not on yet. So in between that, I wipe it on Sheila. Sheila's my rag, my little makeup towel situation. Now I'm gonna press it there and then I start to push it down. This is important. Look at how that's so nice and hidden. Now let's grab it from the end. And the glue I'm using gets tacky almost instantly, and I love that about it. I used to have to wait. Okay, so we are gonna wait just about 10 seconds. Just wait 10 seconds. Now before this lash glue completely sets, we're gonna take the tweezers and we are going to pinch them. This is so comfortable too. These are not stabby. You're not gonna hurt yourself. I promise you this does not feel uncomfortable in any way. I would not do that to any of you. And then I'm going to make sure it's really pressed onto my skin. And where this is going, you can see it. I meant to say this is, I'm sorry. It's on the skin right above my lashes. It's not on my lashes. That's why I never ever pull out my natural lashes, because it's going on the skin right above. There we go. And look at that. And while it's drying, we want to keep pushing this up so it's nice and lifted. You can even hold it. That looks so good. This part's optional, but if you'd like, this will hide any kind of shine from the glue. Just grab an E27 and the tiniest amount of black eyeshadow and just push that right onto the lashes. I'm not even making any kind of liner here. I'm just covering any kind of shine, and it just blends it into your natural lashes more. Picking up one more little stamp of the black and just kind of do that all the way across. Push them up one more time and there's that side. All right, here we go. So again, I like to trim from the inside only because I feel that it just jabs me. I haven't trimmed this one yet. I'm just measuring it. Ooh, these are spicy. I love these lashes. So I can already tell that that's way too long. It's kind of going all the way across my eye already. I know my eye shape, but if you don't, what we're wanting is we don't want to feel that when we blink. And I do feel that right now. So if you feel that, please trim your lashes, because once you wear lashes more than 3 times, you get very used to it and you'll notice you don't feel them anymore. But if you've worn them 3 times and you're still feeling them while you're blinking, they need trimmed. So I like to trim mine, and it's just a good place to start. I always start about right there. Just grab some little lash scissors. And then, I was saying I'm not trimming anymore. I just didn't trim the whole thing. Oh, sorry. I want you to see this. There we go. Now it's gone. Be gone. Now, before I even put any more glue on it, I'm going to test it out again. Now it's going to go over here perfectly, and it's not too long over here. And we can add that glue. You know what? I'm still seeing that it's a little too far over this way. This is such a good learning experience for y'all. I'm going to take off the smallest amount, again from the front. This is important. What I want is I still want this little, where are we at? Why am I in the, oh my Lord, I'm over here in the boonies. I'm gonna grab a little bit more from here, and it's honestly just a smidge that needs taken off. There we go. I know you're thinking that. This is also important. This is why I don't like to trim from the end. See how this is flared out right here? Cutting that off, you're not gonna be able to get that again in here, and that's what makes it so pretty. So that's one of the reasons I don't trim from the end. So now I'm gonna grab, this is the glue. I haven't mentioned it yet because I thought I'd mention it here. Absolutely love it. It's wonderful. It dries, doesn't dry, but it gets tacky. That way it will grab. A lot of times what's happening when we're struggling with our lashes is our glue is still too wet and it moves around and runs away from us, and then we struggle and then we give up on the lash. We take it off and we cry. I was there. I've cried over a mini lash. So what I'm doing is I'm making sure this is really evenly coated all the way across. Then I'm gonna grab extra, and then I'm gonna put extra here and extra on the front part. There we go. Alrighty, let's grab it with our lash tweezers here that I've already tagged. And what you're seeing me do, this is important. I was about to adjust it, and the reason I'm trying to adjust it is because I want it directly in the center. That way I can just press the hardest right in the middle so it grabs. And the reason you just saw me do that, which you shouldn't do, is because I didn't wipe it on Sheila. It's really important to wipe this every single time because that glue will just kind of pull it back off. So you want to make sure that these are wiped every single time. From here, I'll grab this way and then I'm going to wiggle it to my lash line. Again, it's going on the skin, not the actual lash. And then I'm going to grab from the front and push it down. And then I like to just start clamping it on the front. Now let it get tacky or finish drying. You know what else is a really great tip? Use a mirror and not your actual front face camera. Okay, so now we're gonna wipe it again on Sheila. We're gonna take it and do what we did on the other eye, clamp it to your natural lashes. And this really just makes sure it's really pushed down into the lash line without gluing it to your natural lashes. And then again, let's just kind of, I'll take the back of it sometimes and just push it up while it's drying so it stays nice and lifted. And then again, sometimes it's just a little too shiny here for me. And that's when I grab the black eyeshadow again on the E27 and I just press it into the lash. You can press a little onto the wing too, but it just helps kind of take down that shine from the glue and from the synthetic fibers. There you have it. I am actually just going to throw a wing on this and I'm going to wear 2 different lashes and I'm going to go to my little hair appointment because I'm absolutely feral. Actually, I have time. I'm just going to switch this lash real quickly. I'm switching to the 576s because they're so easy and I'm hoping that there's enough glue here still on my eye to just kind of throw this on. And then I'm going. I hope this was helpful. Honestly, this is it. It's really about knowing lash bands and then it's about knowing how to trim it. And trimming from the front and trim small amounts. Just keep measuring because eventually you will learn your eye shape. You will, I promise. You'll learn it and then you'll go, oh, okay, I know exactly. I can look at a lash now and know exactly how much to trim. So it takes a second to get to know that, but once you do, the only thing is I wish somebody would have told me where to trim from and those types of things. All right, that's it for today. I'll save this to my highlights for sure. This is very, very helpful. I'll try to think if I missed anything. I'll do another one. I'll do as many as it takes. But again, this is the premise. This is it. It's really, really simple. It's just very intimidating. And once I found out that it was not scary, I was like, I got this. I can do this. Trimming is the key. And certain lash glues, ones that grip like this one, it's the sliding and the trimming. Okay, I love y'all. I'll see y'all in tonight's post.